Welcome to a special Racing with Jesse Rosinski. I told you I was going to do some of these, and this one goes without saying. The man deserves to have an episode of his own. Sucks that it had to end this way. Yeah, at least the way it did. But if anyone deserved their episode of their own, it's Kurt Busch. After all the years he's been there, he's done a lot of things that most people probably don't even know about or remember. A lot of NASCAR fans are probably, yeah, a bunch of them at least were too young to even see him do any of these things. And I gotta say, I was a fan of his at the beginning. I liked the bravado. I liked the energy. I loved the you attitude that he had. Him and his brother. He's calmed down way more than his brother, but look how dark he got compared to Kyle. I was completely expected that, but I will say I wasn't a fan of him driving the Blue Deuce, but I was a Rusty Wallace fan. I didn't like anyone driving that car except for Rusty Wallace because that was my guy. And I still appreciated and respected his talent, but that's when the wheels started coming off the bus for him. I mean, you could see a little bit of stuff there at the end of Roush, but you could really see it while he was at Penske, really starting to fuel up. And he did have a lot of years, in there where he was his own worst enemy. Never mind anything else, the level of equipment he was in, he just could not help himself. Suspensions, we remember the infamous, probably, yeah, I'm going to punch you in the face, but that'll probably get me in trouble too. That whole, moment right around there, it was a really dark time. All the things that were going around being said about him, garbage equipment between all kinds of rides. And, that really sucked. But look, how that worked out when him and Truex switched, the Truex went to Furniture Row and he moved on. Look at how both their careers went after that. Like Kurt started winning races again, looking really good, calmed down, found his inner, everything. He finally, relaxed and let it out for the most part. He's never going to fully let go of it, but who the hell does when you're that competitive and you're at that level, you never turn it completely off. And then look at Truex at Furniture Row getting that championship. Damn near getting another one in their last year. Won a bunch of races. Didn't have a good year this year, but new car. Trying to figure things out. Took, some people longer than others, but he found his way out of the darkness, whether it was there at Stewart Haas, even though Haas wanted him there. I'm pretty sure we all know Stewart. Old Smoke didn't want him there at all. Just the way it is. Still, kind of get along. It just didn't want him there. And, he's the boss. So who the hell's going to get mad at him, for that? But whether it was Stewart Haas or Chip Ganassi or Racer 2 when he drove for his brother, or, their 2311 where he went in, and I think he improved it vastly as compared to Bubba. I mean, you saw his on track, and then you saw Bubba's on track. He was leaps and bounds ahead of him. Same equipment. It was just Kurt's experience coming in there and talent level. No offense, I still think it's better than Bubba's. And I think we're going to find out a lot once Reddick gets behind the wheel of one of those things, because we know how talented he is. And we're going to see just how good, he really is. I think he deserved the pay cut. I think he deserved worse than what he got for, wrecking Larson like that. But Kyle, is good. Kurt is, up there. And, there's a lot of stuff to go over, and it's, weird year. Just think about it, though. The last person I'm pretty sure to drive on track in NASCAR with Dale Sr. is now gone, being Kurt Busch is leaving the sport. And something we never thought would happen was Kyle Busch, leaving to Richard Childress Racing, taking over to the spot that Reddick once held, that he's now moving over to take over Kurt's right after Kurt had to announce his retirement because of the concussion. But I fully respect him doing that. I've had some traumatic brain injuries. I know the effects that I have, and I'm not trying to drive a car at that level, in those conditions. So I fully support why he's going. It's just a weird beef the bushes, in NASCAR. And figured I'd hit Kurt first because, he's meant a lot to me. And, it's just a shame to see it go out the way, because I think he still could have won races, been contender for a championship if it did not go down this way. But again, a lot of stuff to cover. Really, really vast stuff that most people, again, probably don't know about. Some really cool stuff in there. And I got a lot of really, good feelings about him. Minus me he drove the 2 car, but again, it was a rusty thing. I didn't like Brad while he was driving. Don't necessarily like Brad. I still respect him, just like I did Kurt. It was just Rusty's car. But getting into it, the Southwest Series, he ran 40 races in the Southwest Series with 7 wins, 15 top fives, 22 top tens. He didn't have a pole. He led 472 of the 4,320 laps led. Average start was 10th. Average finish was 10.9. And he was running at the finish 31 of those 40 races with 20 lead lap finishes, which, anyone would kill for in any racing series to have numbers like that, winning just under a quarter of the races that he ran. So that's really cool. And then we start moving into the bigger things and some series that a lot of people probably don't remember existed just because it's been so long. But we then move on to the NASCAR Rolex Grand Am Sports Car Series, 2 races, 1 podium finish. He led 10 of the 1,277 laps run. Average start was 21st. Average finish 9th. And he was running at the finish in one of those races with 0 lead lap finishes. But again, there's only 2 races. So 50% on podiums and running at the finish isn't bad. IROC, there's the big one. I used to love watching IROC, international racing champions, all kinds of people, the Earnhardts, the Gordons, like there's so many people that ran them. And I thought it was a series that, was vastly underappreciated. But 12 races in there with 1 win at Talladega, 8 top fives in those 12 races, 9 top tens. He led 137 of the 682 laps that he ran. Average start was 8.3, average finish 5.3, running at the finish of 10 with 9 lead lap finishes just in 12 races, which shows his talent again. Junior, senior, Gordon, Labonte, like there's a who's who list got in those cars. So just to be there is one thing, but to run that good is another. The NTT IndyCar Series, don't forget, he ran that one Indianapolis 500. He finished on the lead lap, started 12th, finished 6th, showed what he could do. And there's a lot of people talking about, was he going to go out there and embarrass himself? What was going to happen? He went out there and he kicked everyone's ass. And, I wish we could have got to see more, but, how things worked out. I'm glad he did it and got, finished 6th. Congratulations to him, And again, it's just, desire, hunger, talent. No offense to Jimmy. Look what Jimmy did, and then look at Kurt. That Kurt only had running there. It's not like he was running, all kinds of stuff before that. But really good K&N Pro Series West, 3 races, 1 top 10, average start 7th, average finish sadly down at 19th. He's running at the finish of 1 with 1 lead lap finish at Las Vegas. And in that 3 race stretch, he ran at Fontana, Irwindale, and Las Vegas back home. Las Vegas kid, run there, running good. Now we get to the top 3 touring series, which is where all the cool stuff comes in. NASCAR Truck Series, 28 starts, 4 wins. So that's, 1 out of every 7 races. He won 14 top fives, 20 top tens, 4 poles, led 517 of his 4,607 laps. Average start was 8.9. Average finish was 8th, running at the finish of 27 of those 28 with 21 lead lap finishes. His wins came at Dover, Fontana, Loudon, and Milwaukee. And shout out to NASCAR seeing Milwaukee in the Milwaukee Mile back on the Truck Series schedule. That was a good move. So good job to NASCAR on that one. I don't give them a lot of credit, very much, but who does? They ask for it. It's their fault. Xfinity Series, which has been through many names, I know, but we're at the Xfinity Series now, so that's what I'll call it. 30 starts, 5 wins, so that's 1 every 6, 17 top fives, 23 top tens, 3 poles. Led 639 of his 4,638 laps. Average start was 12.1. Average finish was 9.9. Running at the finish in 25 of those 30 with 24 lead lap finishes. And the wins came at Daytona, Texas, Richmond, and 2 at Watkins Glen. That one at Daytona, he's driving for his brother. That's one we all remember while he was trying to make, his comeback tour. And everything got really dark and cloudy, and it did for a while there. Anyone that doesn't remember it, go back. I mean, he was kind of unhinged. He was just in a bad place mentally. Everything going on with his ex. Now what was going on there and all the accusations, like there was just so much bad going on, and I'd have been pissed too. But regardless of what it was, how much was true, whatever, like he came out of it, and that's the thing that everyone should remember. That race there, driving for his brother, Monster Energy out in that car. that was really a big turning point for him in his career. He got everything back together and everything started working. He started winning again and getting better teams and making amends with all because he was a wreck for a very long time there, which is why he switched from the 2 to the 22 before he ended up leaving Penske as he was just a monster. And it sucked, but in all honesty, he needed it because he was his own worst enemy. No matter what the hell you say, he was his own worst damn enemy. And again, him leaving was just what needed to happen. The Cup Series, though, the 23-year career. Don't forget that one championship there, because I don't think I wrote it down in any of this, but 23 years. And it would have been even longer if it wasn't, for the concussion. He's older than some people I know. Like, that's real crazy. He didn't run the full season in 2000, 2001, 2005, 2012, 2015, and obviously this year, 2022, because of the concussion. He got 3 wins in 2005 while missing 2 races, 2 wins in 2015 while missing 3 races, 1 win in 2022 while missing the last 16 races with a concussion, driving in the Jordan sponsored car, all that, which was really cool to see him get that win, and he just dominated out there. And then, the car was part of it because look what Bubba was doing before bad things happened. Whenever when he took over that car, I don't know. It was the same car when he went back and won, I believe, at Kansas there. So they got it both on the same car there, and Bubba did dominate. That car was just on rails, and I'm not taking anything away from Bubba because Kurt got it there. And then Bubba, different drivers. So he had different field, different, setups and all that. Yeah, and the car was just that good, but he still went out there, and I think he made the team better for being there, even in a little bit of time he was there. But overall, 776 races with 34 wins, 161 top fives, 339 top tens, 28 poles. He led 10,292 of his 215,341 laps. Average start was 14.3. Average finish was 16.1. Running at the finish, 690 of those 776 races, 497 lead lap finishes, and 1 did not qualify in 2001. And again, don't forget, that championship, which he didn't. He shouldn't have damn near won. That tire came off and he missed the wall by like that much. Fontana, if you're watching this, if you're just listening, what, just put your fingers up like that. Barely. And he got that damn championship, and we thought there was going to be many more to come. Sadly, that's not how it all worked out in the end. Again, some of it wasn't all on him. Some of it was definitely his fault. But Roush fell off. Penske was still good, but he was just, so, in a dark, miserable place. You heard him on the radio. You heard him talking to people like he was just dark through all of that. He ran for, Furniture Row, which was great. He ran, James Finch did run for him, even though the team's gone now. We saw Clint Boyer drive there too, which wasn't the best equipment, but look at his runs at road courses and, Talladega, where he ran out of gas in the lead, and he was having a killer run. He showed what he could do, which is what he needed to do. He got all that personal stuff cleared up, cleared his name of all of that. And, he found the light at the end, which is what he needed to do. And again, if you don't remember it, go back and find some of that stuff. Because, he was out of his mind. No one listening to this right now can deny that. He was in a very dark, dark place for a few years there. And then, he finally got that chance, Stuart Haas, he got the opportunity. And it was a big Haas, it was a Gene Haas move, wasn't really a Tony move, but he went in there and he won races. And then he went to Chip Ganassi and he kept doing it. And then he got here, only a 23-11 for, what, just under half the season, just over half the season, sorry, and got the win in that amount of time and vastly improved the team. And no matter what, he still always did that. And he still had the desire to win and the passion. And it really does suck to see it. The Hall of Fame career, no one can question that, he's Hall of Fame worthy, first ballot, with what everything he did and how long of a career he had and still was winning races. It does suck to see a Hall of Fame career end this way, but, it's the way the cookie crumbles. And, God bless him and good luck to him in his whatever his next chapter is in life, because, concussions and stuff, especially at that age, and you're still feeling it that many weeks later, like you made the right call. You're flinging around a racetrack, that many G's, that much speed, and all that heat, for that long and everything. You need everything to be working properly. And, I might be younger, but I know what I have wrong with me because of concussions, and I'm not trying to wheel around a race car, 100 plus in the car, out there doing all that mile after mile after mile, and training throughout it all to do that. And if you can't, do it properly and you don't feel right doing it, don't do it. And it's the right call. Again, from when I got hit by the truck walking, like I know what I still feel up there, move my head the wrong way. Still, world starts spinning, like directional vertigo. I still deal with that. And I'm not his age and have to deal with any of that. So if he's still dealing with any of it that many weeks later, it's the right call. And, just want to say thank you to Kurt Busch. And I know I'll never hear it. It may be great if he did hear it, but, thank you to Kurt. And, best of luck in whatever's next in his life. But I really look forward to it. And he turned into a class act, one of the best ever. So congratulations to him. But thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to get on the YouTube channel for when I do shorts so you can see them, because I'm not putting up on audio. I appreciate you all. Let me know what you think. Share this out. And until next time, peace.